Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I am so happy to have you here. We are going to dive right into your reading. We are going to see... Oh, Bhakti. Is this squirrel back? No. We are going to see what is going on. We're going to kind of really take a deep look at love. Hopefully. I mean, we never know what's going to come out, and all things have some element of love in them. But I'd like to start by thanking those of you who are regular viewers of my channel, who like, subscribe, share, comment. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I keep you in my prayers, and I say be well, be safe, take care of yourselves. May you be blessed. Thank you so much for being here. And to those of you who are new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. We welcome you. And so let's dive right in, keeping in mind that this is a general reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit, what message do you have for Pisces today? What message do you have for Pisces today? What message do you have for Pisces? All right. Let's see. Okay, Pisces. I keep telling you, you're getting a super compatible person coming in. Holy moly. You guys are getting answered prayer, you're getting balance, and you're getting tantric union. My feeling here, there are connections in this world that just light up your entire chakra system, where it's like, gosh, I connect with you on a root level. I connect with you on a sacral level. I connect with you on a solar plexus level. I connect with you on a heart level. I connect with you on a throat level. I connect with you on a third eye level. I connect with you on a crown chakra level. You know, I feel like you have a connection coming in like that. They may be someone who had a shared experience, something similar to your growing up, or something similar to your family structure, or something similar to your ancestral wounds, or, you know, they may have a deep understanding of you, of your experience from their own space of experience with their family. You may really connect on an intimate level in a way that you feel more connected to a person than you ever have. You may be also trying to create the same thing in your life. Like, this may be that, you know, we have had to, you know, cut ourselves off from our family, or we have had to heal ancestral wounds, however that may be. And we've done this, or we've chosen to take this path because what we're trying to create is a safe, secure place for our legacy. You know, our children and their children, or, you know, the world, our community, our culture, whatever. And with the solar plexus, this can be, you know, the way I identify myself as far as being part of something greater, you know, a greater consciousness even, or a greater community, or a greater whatever your space is. You know, it's similar. You know, we move the same way. We see ourselves the same way. We see our role the same way. And in the heart chakra, it may even be an ability to love unconditionally, or an ability to, you know, we're never going to be perfect because we're human. You know, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. The human part keeps us rooted to this material experience, right? And but we can strive to be unconditionally loving. We can strive to be someone who listens through our heart space, who is seeking greater understanding and compassion and empathy for others. Someone who speaks through their heart space. Someone who, you know, communicates in a way that they feel is most loving, or most compassionate, or most kind. With the third eye, this can be, you know, where someone is intuitive, where someone, you know, listens to the wisdom of their soul over that voice in their head. someone maybe even who connects to meditation, or who connects to just creating spaces in their life, in their day, to connect with themselves. And with the crown chakra, this can be someone who is a spiritual being and who is seeking connection in other dimensions or in other ways. But that's probably kind of an extreme. It may be some degree of that, right? We're all on a spectrum. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It is just what it is, but there's a compatibility there. There's a sameness there. There's a oneness there. I keep feeling that in every reading that I've done for you guys, at least in the last week. It's like I just keep getting, this is a compatible person for you, Pisces. And then you have balance here. And, yin yang is sort of the ultimate expression of balance. I mean, it's just such a powerful visualization. It's such a powerful symbol. And it has stood the test of time for how long? There is always bad and the good, or darkness and the light. There's always light in the darkness. You find what you seek. And it is also the balance of masculine and feminine energy. And when we are in balance with ourselves, when we are willing to take action on the things that we care about, or the things that are calling us to action, then our masculine is in a good space, right? Our masculine is able to be expressed. When we are able to open ourselves up and to receive, and to really open ourselves up to receive, then we are in a high level of expression of our feminine. And when two balanced people, two people who act when they feel they need to act, and who receive when they feel it's time to receive, come together, it creates a super balanced kind of foundation for a relationship. And no one is greater than the other. It's a very equitable relationship. It's a very equal situation, both exist within the other, but we're not compromising the self in order to have it. We're acting in unison or synchronicity with another. But we're allowing them to join us, but we're not giving up ourselves. With the answered prayer, it's like someone is coming into your life, Pisces, that is, very compatible. I feel like they are, in their own way, balanced and harmonious. I feel like the coming together of you and this person is balanced and harmonious. I feel like there's a compatibility, an equality, a reciprocity, all those things that we look for when we join up with another person. Let's clarify. Ooh, wow. Amazing. Oh my gosh, Pisces. Wow. So you have this weight. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. What in tarot, here's a trivia question for you. Which card in tarot is the, kind of highest expression of coming together with another in a balanced way? All right. Temperance. And what is temperance also an expression of? Patience. Allowing nature to take its course, allowing it to happen a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. When we rush things and we come gushing into a thing and, into a space, and the other person comes rushing in, there's almost like a clash, and there's all these unintended consequences that sort of erupt out of this energy of these two forces kind of coming together. And when we come just a little bit, 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 it's a gradual coming together that forms something that is tempered. It is, when you temper metal, it is strong. When you temper chocolate, it holds. It is strong. When you temper things, they last longer. They become more permanent. They have a strength about them that doesn't get to happen when just two forces collide like that. Then you have soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. You know, so many great teachers for so many hundreds and thousands of years have said, act as if it is already yours. Act as if it is already here. Act as if you are already, you know, living this life. You know, I know of a spiritual teacher who was talking and saying that, like, you know, we exist in different dimensions. And, you know, you don't have to believe all this. This is literally why I say take what resonates and leave the rest. But when you're having a hard time in life, you can tap into the you that you want to be, or the you that you feel is the highest expression of yourself, and say, what would she do? Or what would he do right now? What would be their answer? What would be their vision? What would be their insight in this moment for me right now? And as you do that, you align with that frequency. You align with that version of yourself. And so it's kind of the same thing, except you're doing it with another person, if that makes sense. You know, where would they be? Like, how, you know, I don't know. Take it as it resonates. I don't want to go too deep into things like that. You have reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Whether you have met this person or you haven't met this person, I think what the universe, the message here, the greater message of all of these things is that trust, you know, believe there is someone out there for you. What you are seeking is seeking you. And that, you know, this is a moment, I always tell my friends this. I usually have a pretty good sense when a friend of mine is about to get into a relationship, and, you know, or one of my kids, and I will say to them, you know, you manifested the life that you're living right now. There is something about the life that you're living right now that is really special and precious, and that will not ever exist again. So make sure that you are in a space of gratitude for the life that you have right now, this one, right now. Whatever it may be, focus on that. You know, be grateful for that. Take a moment to reflect on how you got here and how this is, in its own way, sort of an expression of a manifestation or a miracle in your life. And have reverence for it. Because you're never going to come back to this place. Your life will never be exactly the way that it is right now, ever again. I mean, that's just the nature of life. So make sure that you are, you know, taking that in appreciatively, you know, noticing that, because the only time you'll ever be able to come back here is in your mind, in your memories, in a smell or a sight or a, you know, popping up memory, right? So make it good and make it last and make it strong and make it nice, you know, because your life is changing. Whenever you add someone to your life, it takes a significant change. And sometimes we don't appreciate that as much as, because we just think, I don't want to be by myself anymore, or I'm craving connection, or I'm craving a soft place to fall, or I'm craving someone who just gets me or understands. But it's also important to focus on how nice it is to not have to think about someone else all of the time, or to not have to, compromise on the color of paint on your walls or whatever it is. Oh my gosh. You guys are getting the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You know, when we really are living a life where we're going after what we want, where we're actively pursuing, and for whatever reason right here with the mouse, it's calling to mind a story for me, but it's also calling to mind for me this energy. My daughter is afraid of mice, and when we drove back from Denver to Florida, we did not know it, but we had a mouse in the car. Sometimes we'd feel something on our legs and be like, oh my gosh, what is that? And like look down in there, but we never really saw the mouse. And one night after she got home, she went to see one of her friends, and she was driving back from her friends, and she saw the mouse. It was like under her seat looking up at her in the car. And she absolutely freaked out. Like, she called me and she was just like absolutely terrified. And she was like, Mom, there's a mouse in my car. I don't know what to do. And I was like, well, you know, try to get it out. If you can't get it out, then, you know, you're going to have to drive home with the mouse in your car and Daddy will fix it. You know, that's our answer for everything. Daddy will always fix it. And so, this Knight of Wands and this Hierophant energy with the mouse is, it's almost giving me this feeling of leaning into fear. Of there comes a point where you understand that fear, what we are afraid of, often holds the most exhilarating, best experience for us in it. You know, when I was first starting out in photography and I was a nature photographer, a director, you know, who had his own theater and everything, came and he saw my work. It was like a private, it was a public art show of my work, and he saw it and he called me and he said, hey, do you photograph theater? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, if I sent you a contract, could I talk you into it? You know, da 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 da. And he was like, here's the caveat. I don't want you to take any classes. I don't want you to research how to photograph theater. I don't want you to do anything except photograph theater the way you photograph nature, and you're gonna make me $1 million. And I was terrified. I was terrified because photography is actively capturing light, and theater is dark. And just in my head, I couldn't really make it make sense. You know, I mean, I could technically, but what you have to do to capture things in the dark really sacrifices the quality of photography. So I was scared. I was like, wow, I didn't think I could be challenged in photography in a way that like would actually make me afraid. And here I was signing a contract that like, yes, I would come and yes, I would do this. And this person was trusting me to capture like a pretty major show and a pretty, you know, in a regional theater that was, you know, like gonna cost him a whole lot to put on this production. And he was trusting me to like capture it and give him something worth having to record it, to use to move forward, to get funding for other shows and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like terrified. And I said yes. I signed the contract. I got on the plane. I went up there. I did it. It was one of the best experiences of my life. And that's how I broke into theater. And it changed the course of my life. It changed definitely the course of my career, but it was a major moment. And so if I would have said to fear, oh, I'm afraid, no, I don't think I could do that, or that's too big of a responsibility. Instead, I said to myself, hey, you're being honest about what you're bringing to the table. And this guy is saying, that's all I want. I just want you to authentically bring it to the table. And I did. And I really changed a lot of things in photography by doing it that way. I did it completely different than it had traditionally been done for a lot of time in theater. And so with this Hierophant and this Knight of Wands, it's kind of like when we're afraid, but we do it anyway. When we're afraid, but we say, you know what though, I want this. I'm curious about it. I want to go. I want to do it. Or I have to. This is a segment on the pursuit of my dream. This is what it's going to take to kind of unlock the door. Is I've got to lean into fear. I've got to be afraid, but do it anyway. And you know, when it comes to matters of the heart, especially when we've been hurt, and we've all been hurt, let's face it, you know, we got to kind of lean into that fear. We've got to acknowledge like, hey, you know what, there is a part of me that feels a little shaky here, or feels a little bit like, oh my God, you know, what am I doing? What am I getting myself into? What am I signing up for? Am I going to be nursing a broken heart here soon? But we've got to do it anyway. Because why? Because we want connection, because we want to leave a legacy, because we want to build with another person something that matters, you know? So let's see, let me clarify this. Wow. You got the Moon card here, and that's, of course, wow, oh my God. I mean, really, you guys, these cards. The Moon is always talking about the unknown, and how, you know, the unknown is scary. You know, it is inherently, just by the word unknown, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to come together. We don't know if, you know, wounding that we have stored in our subconscious, or that the person we're pairing off with has stored in their subconscious, is going to, bring the house down. And in fact, going into this and facing it and understanding that it's unknown, understanding that the outcome is not guaranteed to us, that in and of itself can help us kind of release things from our subconscious, let things go. It really does. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's okay to go slow. The Knight of Pentacles for me is always that acknowledgement of a little bit like, yeah, I am afraid, or yeah, I know this is going to be hard, but if I just put one foot in front of the other, if I just take one step at a time, then I'm moving in the direction that I want to go. And I'll get there when I get there, but I'll definitely probably get there. The Knight of Pentacles is the one knight in tarot that always crosses the finish line. It might take me a bit longer to get there, but I will get there, because I'm determined, because I'm putting one foot in front of the other, because I'm making that choice every day to not worry about the whole picture, but to just take the step in the right direction. And with the Fool card coming out on this Hierophant, this is like saying, that I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway kind of thing. It's kind of like there is something within my gut. There is something within my being that is telling me, yes, go for this. Yes, open up to this person. Yes, trust. And, with it being the Hierophant, either way, you're going to grow spiritually. Either way, whatever happens, when you follow that instinct within you, and if it's a true instinct, when it's not your ego going, well, you just like to be in a relationship, and man, you could really use the validation, and man, wouldn't you really like to sock it to your ex and show them that you've moved on, and da-da-da-da-da. When you're doing it for those kind of motivations, don't. That's my advice if you want it. But when you're doing it because you're truly seeking partnership and companionship, and you really feel that this is someone worth taking that leap of faith for, regardless of what happens, if they turn out to be a lesson, or if they turn out to be your person forever, which the Hierophant suggests it is possible, you are going to grow spiritually. You are going to move beyond where you were. You're going to learn things about yourself that you didn't know. Can't you say that about all the past relationships? No matter how awful they were, no matter how everything they were. Can't you say that you grew as a person, that you learned spiritual lessons, that you became more wise, that you became more discerning, that you became something more than you were before? That's why we always know it's worth it. It's not worth it with everyone, right? But when you're feeling so strongly to move in this direction, even if you're afraid, even if, it's a challenge, and even if there is, an unknown outcome, if you can find the bravery to face that fear, you will always come out better than you went in, right? So there it is. So how Fool energy is it? I tell you guys, but I'm turning 50 this year, and I'm a Libra, so my birthday's coming up very soon. And I keep kind of telling myself that I want to embrace the energy of the Fool. That, well, I don't want to, that I am going to, that beginner's mind. I'm starting over. I'm really releasing and letting go and opening up to all the possibilities here. You have the Four of Pentacles with Judgment and the Three of Wands, okay? For some of you, this can be an expression of someone from your past who was emotionally unavailable, or who held back for whatever reason. They were stingy. They didn't give you what you deserved or what you needed. They may be thinking about coming back. They do want to tell you how they've changed. I absolutely love this Judgment card. This person who makes these cards is called MJ Colleen, I think. She's brilliant. I absolutely love her. When I was guided to use these cards today, I got so excited. And this Judgment card is such a reason why. I mean, look at that. He's shed his skin and he's moving on. What a beautiful expression of judgment. And I even love that bird there that's the call, the horn, it's just ugh. Anyway, enough about that. It feels like this is someone who's trying to tell you, look, I've grown from our past experience. I've let go of a lot of the ways that I was, or a lot of limiting things about me, and I'm showing up here in a different energy, prepared for even more growth, prepared to really show up. And with the Three of Wands, they may be planning and strategizing this re-entry, or this, even like this communication with that bird. I always feel like messages with the bird. If it is a new person and it's someone that you haven't met before, with this Four of Pentacles, there is this energy of foundation, a very strong foundation. And it's like, I feel you have gotten yourself to a place, Pisces, where it's like you're not really going to sink too much lower than you are. Like, in other words, I'm not saying that you're in a low space, but it's like you have gotten yourself to, it's like, I feel like a sort of a baseline energy. And it feels like you are solidly here. Like, everything that brought you to this place, you really learned and ascended from and integrated from, and you're not really going backwards at all. It's like this is a new starting point for you, and you're rising up in a different way. You have grown, you have changed, you are letting go of anything that was limiting you from the past, and you're answering the call to like come out of that experience, that little cocoon experience that we keep talking about. And with the Three of Wands, you know, this can also be where you've been patiently kind of waiting for an opportunity, or for a ship to come in, or for some communication to come in, and here it is coming in. Let's clarify. Wow. Rising above fear is a big, rising above the fear and the obstacles to make the choice to go after what we really want. Like this just, I have the chills. It feels like it's a very rewarding experience, regardless, Pisces. You know, you've got this energy of the Four of Pentacles clarified by the Five of Wands. You know, this is like, to me, you know, life has thrown at you a bunch of obstacles and a bunch of things that may have made you feel stuck at times, that may have made you feel held back at times, that may have made you feel that like you were really going against the flow, or you had a tougher time than others, or I'm seeing the salmon that swim the opposite way of the water flow. I don't even know how to say that. But you know what I'm talking about? It's like sometimes life has been really difficult, and it seems like what you're trying to accomplish isn't really being answered, or you're not really being heard, or the way doesn't really seem to always open up for you. All of these things are the things that helped you create the foundation that you're standing on, that is the strength and is the platform of where you're going. All of these things were the lessons that you learned, and the experiences that you had that sort of made you strong, or made you understand things in a different way, or made you even know what you're capable of, that you can look fear in the face and you can lean into it, and you can make the choice to say, yeah, I'll sign the contract, I'll be there tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because you know that you have always been able to rise above, or you have always been able to find a different route or a different way, or even if you did have to swim against the water to achieve your goal, or to create what you were trying to create, you got there eventually. And it's creating this sort of like, these are things that I absolutely know about myself, that life has taught me, that my experience has taught me, and I'm never going to doubt my ability with these things again. And I'm not even going to allow things from the outside that want to cause doubt in my life, people, relationships, conversations, jobs, whatever, anything that wants to try to make me feel that I haven't earned this space, or that I'm not standing in this space, or that this space isn't worthy, I'm done with. I've released, I let go, because this is my foundation. This is my platform. I know this for sure, and no one can take this away from me or make me doubt it. And then you've got Judgment being clarified by the Nine of Swords. Again, just another expression of being afraid but doing it anyway. Understanding that sometimes in order to answer the call, sometimes the call itself even shows up in the form of fear. And sometimes when you're afraid and you choose to do it anyway, you are opening yourself up to really all the possibilities. Because fear is the thing that limits our possibilities. And so when we say to fear, all right, I'm afraid, I acknowledge it, I admit it, I'm feeling it, but I'm rising above it. I'm letting it go because I understand, or I'm going anyway because I'm understanding that, it's trying to limit me, or it's trying to hold me back, or fear tries to keep us safe. And safe doesn't always allow for a lot of growth. And I'm not suggesting that, like, if someone's giving you the heebie-jeebies, that you go anyway. That is not at all what I'm saying, and so please don't put that out there. But it is when you are feeling like, okay, this person is somebody worth getting to know on a deeper level, or this person is worth, risking vulnerability for or letting in. When you feel that call, like the Fool card, like you just feel in your gut that this is something we're taking a leap of faith over, but it scares you, but you do it anyway. This is, the Page of Wands energy. It's like saying yes to life. It's like saying, yeah, I'm down for the adventure. Yes, what I want, like living the life that I desire, living my soul purpose, living my truth is more important to me than playing it safe, or then ignoring my instincts, or then not living in my truth. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love these cards. All right. We have the Page of Cups upright, the Seven of Swords in reverse, and we have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Page of Cups is our authenticity. The Seven of Swords is misalignment. So this is letting go of all that which is misaligned with us so that we can live in our truth, live in our authenticity. And a lot of what tends to be causing misalignment is our thoughts. What's going on in our mental body, telling us to be afraid, telling us this might hurt us, telling us this, telling us that. Those are the things that when we can let go of those things, when we can let go of the things that are not in alignment with what we really in our heart of hearts want in this world, then we are bringing ourselves into alignment with our truth, because we're letting go of anything that isn't in alignment with it, and a lot of times it is a way of thinking, or it's thoughts that creep up, that come in and that kind of get us off that path, that make us afraid or make us do different than what we really want. With the Queen of Pentacles, this energy, with this cow, with this Ace of Pentacles on her third eye crown chakra area, man, oh man, oh man. When we are listening to our intuition and we are allowing ourselves to be guided by the divine, even you can see this crown is a constellation in the sky. We are bringing, so what that means to me is that when you're following the signs and the synchronicities and the breadcrumbs that the universe is leaving for you, and you're believing in your worth, you're believing in your value, you're believing in your worthiness to have this life that you're imagining for yourself, the universe aligns you with it. The Queen of Pentacles is a creator of abundance, is in the flow of the universe, is in the flow of abundance with the universe. So this is like a moment of just eradicating the things that are not in alignment with us. A lot of times they can be beliefs and thoughts that, were programmed into us by society or our families, or even people that we have dealt with over time. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You have the Devil in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Page of Cups and the Seven of Swords in reverse. And on the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Wands. I am going to always clarify the devil, you know that. The devil in reverse, though, this is, you know, anything that's holding us back, we're really letting it go. It's not even just our thoughts. It's anything that is, oh my God. I love tarot. I just love tarot. It's all the things that are making us feel stuck in our lives. It's all the things that are making us feel like we can't, or like, why isn't it working out? Or like, I don't get it. You know, I'm trying. I've done this, I've done that. Like, why isn't it working for me? With the devil, you know, a lot of times when we give up, or when we start to let those thoughts creep in and let those thoughts sort of take hold, we're right on the precipice of having what we want. We're so freaking close. And then we do this mental slip and it takes us down a spiral. This is showing me, look at this, Pisces, with the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. It's like, clear your mind, keep your mind clear, focus just on your authenticity, on your truth, where you're trying to go, where you're moving, what you're calling in towards you, and trust that it is going to show up. Even if your past tells you that things don't come, or that life is more difficult, or life is more challenging, remember that was a lesson that led you to this place of creating a firm foundation. That seems to be a cycle that has ended. You are only doomed to repeating the past over and over and over again if you can't let it go, if you can't release yourself from it. So that's this devil in reverse. This is where we're releasing ourselves up from it and opening ourselves up to receive all the good success and everything that wants to come toward us, all the messages, all the opportunities. And the 8 of Wands is Cupid's arrows. This is where, you know, we're trusting the universe to align us with that partner that we can have an equitable, aligned relationship with. And with the Knight of Pentacles coming out again, it's this message of, you know, just keep taking a step in the right direction. Just don't look back. Don't look at what got you to this place, that you have now a very firm foundation and you know what you're capable of. Trust instead in what you're capable of, and that it is leading you on the path of abundance into having what you want, and kind of act as if it is already yours and you are already here. And if things start to slide or stop or pause or whatever, it makes you feel like, oh man, it's not happening. Tap into this energy. Tap into, okay, if I were the person, or, you know, that person exists, that version of me exists somewhere, what would she do? What would he do in this moment? I guarantee you he or she wouldn't give in to thinking about the past and how nothing worked out in the past. They would give in to everything comes in divine time. And if I keep taking a step in the right direction, and I keep showing the universe that this is me and that this is what I'm aligning with, and that I may not know where it comes from or how it gets here, but that I'm trusting in it. I'm trusting in it so much that I'm taking a step in that direction every day. Then I will get here. The Knight of Pentacles goes directly to the Queen of Pentacles. This is where this energy gets you. Okay, and then you have the 7 of Cups in reverse on top of the 7 of Swords in reverse. And these two sevens are spiritual lessons. And these two sevens are kind of almost like magnifying each other, or how it's like, you know, when you have two negatives and it makes a positive, or how do I really want to say it? They're playing with each other's energy. Because it's sort of like, once you drop what is not aligned with you, a lot of fear and a lot of illusion automatically sort of falls away. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like a avalanche effect, or a, you know, once you start to release the things the thoughts especially that are not aligned with who you are and where you're going and what you want and what you deserve and what you're worth, once you start letting go of that, automatically there is a whole lot that goes with it. And it's a lot of fear and a lot of illusion and a lot of kind of if you let go of the original thought that gets you going down the path of the black hole, of the like getting sucked in, if I see a thought coming that I know could take me down a bad path for a couple of days and I let that go, guess what? Every thought that would have come after it, that would have confirmed it or would have taken me deeper into that energy, doesn't happen, because I never get that far. I acknowledge that I see the thought that's not aligned with where I'm going, and I release it. And when I release it, I release everything that would have come after it. I release myself from a whole days of time of dwelling in a space that's not serving my highest and best. And there is a spiritual lesson about that in this. This is like a moment of trusting. This is a moment of moving towards your destiny without kind of being herky-jerky or taking a step forward and then 2 steps back. With the 6 of Wands, Pisces, this is like you're getting recognition. You're getting to a place of significance. You're getting to a place, it's like where people realize there may be a whole host of people here who haven't wanted the best for you. And they may be even sort of acknowledging that they aren't even a vibrational match for you. That, okay, you won, you got victory, you figured out who you were, you didn't listen to what they were telling you were, you didn't play into the role that they were trying to make you play into because they were intimidated by you or afraid of you or afraid of your power to begin with. You let go of everything that wasn't aligned with your version of yourself that you wanted to be, and as a result, you're not a vibrational match for those people anymore, and you are in a league that can be a little bit lonely. There are people, and there are people coming in, and you got to trust it. But you're elevating, you're having success, you're having victory, and there is a recognition of it. And there is a recognition that not everything is a vibrational match for you that once was. And that what is coming towards you, what is coming into your life, is a vibrational match with the new you. The you who acts on their highest and best. The one who knows that they have the capacity to achieve what they really want to achieve in life. All right, Pisces. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting, I remember every detail of that day. I can be myself with you. This rejection is actually divine protection, and clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I am in a committed relationship. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. I feel so drawn to you, and I am waiting patiently. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you're getting abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. We don't share the same values. I know I messed up everything. I'm starting to understand our connection, and I would do it all again. All right. If you're dealing with an air sign, will you ever make things right? I'm afraid to contact you. I replay our conversations over and over. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation, and you didn't see my tears. Pisces, this is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. What a ride we went on. My gosh, tarot is such a beautiful, beautiful tool. I just love it. And I just love it when really creative and thoughtful creators make beautiful decks like these for us to use. Anyway, Pisces, it's very clear that you definitely are elevating, and you're definitely moving into a new phase in your life, and that you're standing on a firm foundation, and that your prayers are coming in. They're being answered. Just take a moment to be grateful for the moment that you're in, that this is the manifestation, at least aspects of this life you're living are, evidence of something that you manifested at one time. And I feel your life is going to change here. I feel like, it can't stay the same. I mean, that's the one thing we know about life, is it's always going to change. So until next time, guys, I feel like you do have a major soulmate coming in. I feel like that message has been pretty clear for a while now. Some of you may already be in this relationship or may already know this person or be beginning this connection. But it looks pretty amazing. So I am wishing you guys all the best, always, always, always. And until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Bye-bye.